The news of the Operation Northern Shield announced early this morning. Tell us first your reaction.
We welcome the operation. We think it's very important. We think it's a reaction to the efforts that were done over the last years to block the border, efforts that were building better obstacles and doing all sorts of operations in the north in order to create a physical obstacle. And now they're using the underground, and it's great that the army is dealing with it.
Now, Sivan, we heard that you had been involved in briefing authorities or the IDF on developments in the region. What information have you known over recent years about what has been happening and the digging, or the building at least, of these tunnels?
First of all, citizens were worried, okay? People were worried. The residents of the area were worried that every once in a while people called the army because they heard some noises from the underground, and the army came and checked it, and in most cases it was nothing. What happened is that the capabilities that were gained, the experience and capabilities that were gained in the south were implemented now in the north. And as a result, things were discovered, and the army has to take care of that. But I would take that into two. I'm not sure, or I'm almost certain that it's not the places where the civilians heard noises. That's not the issue. The issue is new capabilities that the army has gained.
And so obviously a very worrying time for communities there. We'd heard earlier the mayor of Safed saying that they would be preparing the city shelters just in case. But it is worth reiterating, the IDF has said that it's business as usual and people in the north can carry on with their business. What is your sense of the reaction so far to people where you are right now?
First of all, I agree with the IDF. I think that the main line is that everything has to carry on as usual. I would take note one or two things. The first one is we are in Chodesh Chanukah. It's a Chanukah holiday, so the kids are at home. So that makes dealing with any kind of, if anything erupts or if things get to the worst, then kids are at home. We don't have to deal with dispersing the schools. And that's very important, and I think that's one of the reasons why it's happening now and didn't happen before. And the other thing is that, they know that if something happens now, it's actually a war. And I think that no one has an interest for war. So I think that the army is taking the right precautions. Of course, that the local authorities have to be ready, and everyone is taking their own necessary steps in order to be ready or to maintain maximum readiness. The army is in close contact with all the municipalities. They're conducting meetings and briefs all the time. So I think that everything is under control as such. But, we never know what's the other side planning, and that the time will tell.